One devastating feature of the ongoing siege has been its blockade of humanitarian assistance. Food aid and other essential items have been weaponized by the Ethiopian government, devastating above displaced persons forced to leave their home away from their source of income and all worldly possessions. Almaz Nega is a mother of 7. She and her children were forced to leave their homes in December after the Fano started to selectively attack Tigrayans in the area.
I was keeping watch so they don't burn our grains. But then they got by me and burned everything, so our only choice was to leave. That evening, I took my children with me and escaped.
Almaz says the journey in search of shelter was anything but easy. She recalls an instance when she witnessed the Fano and Eritrean forces dumping bodies into Takaza River.
I joined my neighbors at the Takaza River. There were bodies floating on the river, Tigrayans killed by the Fano. The Eritrean soldiers were helping them dump the bodies into the river so no one would be able to find them. They kept on telling us not to look.
By the time Almaz and her 7 children were able to reach Shira in northwestern Tigray, she says IDP centers were overcrowded by Tigrayans displaced in Dobs from their homes in western Tigray. She says neither her nor her children were able to get any support.
When we arrived in Shira, they placed us in a school. There was so much misery, especially for our family because we left our home with nothing. We stayed there for 1 month, but we were given no attention, so we decided to come to Magala.
But trouble has followed Almaz and her family here too, in the capital of Tigray. Her and her children have not been able to access necessities due to the ongoing siege that has blocked aid, medication, and commercial routes.
I am a mother of 7. Life is impossibly difficult. I cannot even begin to explain the starvation here.
Almaz says lack of water and sanitation materials is exposing the people in the camp to communicable diseases, especially women and children that are especially vulnerable.
Many are getting ill here, and some of these diseases are spreading fast in this camp. There's no water or soap for us to keep clean. There are so many people here, and with no sanitation facilities, people are dying here. The latrines in this camp are awful. It's difficult to use them.
Almaz calls on the world to see the suffering in Tigray and do its part to end the devastating siege that has taken millions like Almaz and her family to the brink.
I don't think the world is hearing our cries. Yes, we're here, but the world doesn't see us. The world has to help us before we starve to death.
Almaz and her family are just one of more than 2 million people displaced from their homes, desperately seeking shelter and other basic necessities as the Ethiopian government's blockade on food aid and other non-food items continues.